Could you kind of like describe your sound?
Yeah, like I think it's a like very instrumental, but it's very like catchy, very bouncy, like riffs, like upbeat and energetic. And definitely like a lot of like math rock, prog rock influence, like a little bit of like jazz, a little bit of like heavy metal stuff. So it's definitely been like all my musical journey put into a lot of these songs.
And you guys, like you said, you guys are like a math rock. So could you like just define what math rock is?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm hesitant to use the word because it's not really a genre. Like they basically created like an other category, and that's like math rock is because there's a lot of math rock bands that don't sound at all similar.
Yeah.
But like on paper, what they would say is that it's bands that use odd time signatures. So instead of counting like one, two, three, four, we would count like one, two, three, four, five, or something like that. And so there's a lot of interesting ways that like as musicians we can like take these and do something really interesting with them. So a lot of bands really make this like their sole focus. And like I wouldn't say it's our sole focus, but it's something that we like to incorporate because again, I went to school for music and I learned so many cool things. It's hard to like not do
Yeah.
it sometimes because it's like this is just I just think this way now.
Yeah.
So a lot of bands really go all out. Like they have the spreadsheets, they have all this stuff, and then like there's like memes even now where like if at a math rock show and then it shows a guy with like a calculator or something like it's really like a whole meme, but it really just means a lot of bands that take advantage of these like interesting rhythms, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, as an instrumental group, obviously being able to take advantage of more stuff is probably like super beneficial for you guys.
Yeah, and I think it's what people want to listen to also, but I think there's a lot of bands that are instrumental and they're not going too outside of like the realm of accessibility because I like staying accessible in a way because I don't want to make something that's like, okay, look at this mad scientist creation I made. Look how weird I can be, and then people listen to it and they're like, okay, that was cool, but
Yeah.
I didn't feel anything from that. I feel like music is also about like, feeling something. And so I think the main thing for me is above all that other technical stuff is like I want people to feel like inspired and energetic from the music, So that doesn't really all matter when it comes down to it. It's just about how people feel.
Yeah, that was one thing that stood out to me about you guys because like even though you are like instrumental, you guys still have like this very accessibility and like listenability to like your music. And even though you don't have lyrics, it's like definitely a very like melodic kind of bounce and danceability to like all your songs and stuff.
Yeah, and it's fun, it's a little more unique because I think also when you have a singer, like oftentimes you're really defined by that singer. Like you could be like the most killer guitarist, best drummer, best bassist, but if you have like a bad singer, then
Yeah.
or if you have a singer that like sometimes it's also like you have a singer. I'll like check out bands or I'll have friends recommend bands, and they'll be like, oh. Yeah, I really like the band, but I don't like the singer. Like, I don't like the way his voice sounds. It's like you can't really do anything about that. So and also like language barrier is not a thing. Like we have so many fans from all over the world and they send us messages in like Japanese and Spanish and like Polish, like whatever. And so it doesn't even matter because it's like we're all just listening to the same thing, but there's no language.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, but it definitely like makes it more kind of universal.
Totally.